Hello guys, Shock Quick came back here once again, and you saw the title of the video, and I just got done watching the fight, ended minutes later, and the thing is, I'm not gonna give the reaction they want me to give. They want you to be mad, they want you to be upset, they want you to be, oh, he got away, he slipped away again, he almost got away, he almost did so and so, and I've always knew from ever since Anthony Joshua took this fight, or even with the Tank Davis fight that got canceled, I always knew that the fix was it. So this is my game plan, right? I've been telling people this all day and all week. It's gonna be 10 rounds, right? Joshua's gonna carry him to the sixth or the seventh, and then put him to sleep. Or no, not put him to sleep, but the ref was gonna save Jake and make it look like Jake. Oh, it's gonna be like Mayweather vs Conor McGregor. He'd be like, Jake could be able to brag and say, I went 12 to so and so rounds with a heavyweight, and Joshua because it needs some decent work. He says there might be a Tyson Fury fight next year. He would just be using this as, a fun exhibition. But I always believed with the fight that Joshua represent more of a dominant person than Jake Paul Beatty, the presenting that as this quote unquote underdog, this Rocky story, right? They couldn't even have enough respect for the public to even give us that. So what we got was number one, it wasn't even 10 rounds, it was 8, on which why? And then on top of that, it just Joshua. It went beyond pulling his punches. I don't even think he was punching them with his hands closed at all. Cause you would see one moment his footwork would pick up real tight on him, then go loose, throwing punches real wide, using a slow jab. And I've always knew that he was going to carry Jake Paul for Jake can save his brand. Cause Jake can't be knocked out because he got a brand to sell more fights later on, and Joshua can't look weak for the sport. Right, that's just the way it is. I always saw this as like more of a prize fighting than boxing. But actually seeing this fight, I just walk away feeling who won anything from this? Jake, it's embarrassing that you made a 56-year-old Mike Tyson pull his punches. You have to believe that you're gonna go against a 6'6", 230 plus man, and you're gonna actually allow him to punch you. That protect fighters when they had one of these like these spectacle matches, right? And it's the same reason why every time you have one of them, you have the referee jump in, or there's always something magical to happen. In this case, Jake is just free to allow it to clinch and to grab people's legs over and over again. On which this is the same Joshua Klitschko or anybody else in the clinch start throwing uppercuts. Doesn't do here. So that they didn't even make an attempt to even make it like a fantasy spectacle. It was pretty much just a WWE out there. So don't be mad. Just make sure you don't watch the next one. You want to hurt Jake Pockets? You want to hurt Netflix? Do not watch. Canceling the subscription don't change anything. Because you'll just be like, well, we expect to lose fans. They're mad. They're going to be back. And then you'll be right back trying to resubscribe to watch it again. You want to hurt Jake Pockets? Don't talk about it. Don't watch it. These people feed off of the energy you give them. There is no such. It's like some might say the quote of there's no such thing of bad publicity. Most people emotions will overwhelm them and say, well, it gotta be bad. Like you gotta lose some fans or so on. So the reason why it doesn't matter whether you like it, as long as you hate watch, whether it's illegally, because you don't know if they got illegal streams set up to make money off of. Because you think they don't know about piracy. So how do you get above piracy? You control those and the access to the piracy. You put ads on it, and so on and so on. So before the pirates can illegally stream it, you're already illegally streaming. So when you control all fronts, there is no true losing. So if you want to hate his pockets, just stop talking about him. Same thing with Logan. Same thing with any celebrity. They can't survive with becoming irrelevant. Whether it's through love or hatred, as long as you run in their mouth, they're sucking energy out of you. They're getting what they want. You're feeding the beast. But if you just don't talk about them, don't watch the fights. Like, I just walk away just like, it doesn't do anything good for boxing. Jake, everybody know your fights are scripted. Half of your opponents are old men, on which the commentary team should be embarrassed. You got Lennox Lewis, Layla Ali, and Andre Ward up there trying to talk like Jake is some type of decent opponent when Jake got whooped by Tommy Fury. Who is Tommy Fury? He's Tyson Fury, Luke Partridge's little brother, who's just a reality TV star. He doesn't even take boxing seriously. So you got whooped legitimately. So that's the thing. I always knew the fix was in. I always knew there would be some type of script. But the fact it was 8 rounds, wait, what? And the fact that they let it go on so I would have figured by at least they're going to cut the rounds by 2. At least by round 4. Or the most of the fight, Joshua have like a dominant jab. And they try to make it somewhat realistic. You know, Jake would actually won't be spamming the clinch or keep falling on top of somebody. And you see the way Joshua is punching. I don't think he's punching. Look, it's not just he's pulling his punches. I don't think he's punching with a closed fist at all. I think those are all open hands. But Jake, he took a right hand. He took an uppercut. Do you honestly think Jake can take an uppercut from Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury, Alexander Usyk, Andy Ruiz, Joseph Parker, Zhilei Zhang, Derek Chisora, Dylan White, Chris Oyola, all these guys, people who are naturally 200 plus, without the bulk. So it just, even as a spectacle fight, it somehow comes disappointing and just embarrassing for everybody involved. Got commentators and people just tap dancing for that money, I guess. Just like you couldn't beat Tommy. You got your nose busted up by a KSI brother Deji. And they was hyping this fight up like Jake had a legitimate chance. And also, Jake, his whole corner, man, his whole team looked weird. They look suspicious. I can't explain it to you, but it looked like some weird group of individuals. That Oompa Loompa who's supposed to he doing the mix with and everybody, it look weird. Just look at the way they act. It look strange. So it's just the fact that I knew it was gonna be scripted, and I watched it, and it's just like Joshua didn't even get a good work out of this. What was the point? If you're gonna do some fake scripted sparring, at least test out the jab, like throw out some decent stuff. It was just mostly clinching. Jake getting like a few hands on him, on which none of those punches hurt, and it was just the most scripted of the scripted things I've ever seen. It's just if you're gonna pretend like at least the WWE does a 10 times better job with trying to make it look like it's real compared to that mess I just watched tonight. Never again. Never again. Because I knew it was scripted. I knew it was going to be fixed. I knew it shouldn't be taken as a serious thing. I knew it was going to be theater to save Jake Paul brand and to get Anthony Joshua name out there. Right? It's always going to be this whimsical thing, right? But the fact that they did it so half-hearted, and it was just so blatant, so apparent that they just you insulted my intelligence. Like, is a 5-year-old supposed to believe in this? And this is gonna get your name out there to potentially fight Tyson Fury next year, who might fight Usyk again. In which Usyk want to fight Wilder, in which Wilder hasn't fought nobody in about 8 months, 10 months, and his last opponent was subpar at best. It'd be a nice spectacle, but outside of just clearing out the last quote-unquote 3 kings of the heavyweight in the current era, it's just like when Usyk and Tyson Fury retired, and Wilder and Joshua, who do people have? Zhilei Zhang is 40, that's another one. Joseph Parker is also around that same age, mid to late 30s. After these guys retire, who do we have? Daniel Dubois, he's not really like a long-term champion type of guy. Now what's that dude, that American, I can't remember his name. But you know what I'm talking about, the American who got whooped by That African guy, I can't remember, but he was American. He was crowning for the Roy Jones. You know what I'm talking about? He like the prospects aren't there with him either. Which is another thing. Here's a life lesson. Don't anybody who get tattoos and have the money for it, and they just wait till like their mid to late 20s or 30 years old, randomly just get tattoos and they never had any interest in it, they're having a midlife crisis or a mental health issue. Every time. Same thing with Jake, same thing with Ryan, same thing with Teofimo Lopez, and many others. If a person who already have a money, making hundreds of thousands, randomly out of nowhere start getting tattoos. When I went to that job corps, we had teenagers, 16, 17, 18 with multiple tattoos. But I was to believe that you just randomly out of nowhere had no interest in tattoos and just get them. You're having a midlife crisis and you're having a mental episode. And that's what tattooing like. The artwork will have some type of symmetry. It'll have like a decent look to it. But for those midlife crises and mental health issues, it's always random. It always don't make any sense. It's always all over the place. It's like a 5-year-old kid just drawing on the same sheet of paper over and over again. Because you can't afford a new sheet. And it's just... It is what it is. I'm just surprised. I can't even say I'm disappointed. I would have just watched the WWE Raw on Monday, if there is one. If it was going to be that bad, it was bad enough you got Mike Tyson on camera pulling his punch. It's enough that like Jake wasn't going to let you legitimately hit him at all. Because you got to protect his brand. And now you're going to use, well, I went rounds with AJ. And I always knew that. But I was expecting Joshua to have a more dominant performance, you know, using the jab. And Jake just try to use his footwork. And, you know, Joshua still looked the dominant at the tune. You know, they play around with that for a few rounds. You know, round 5 gets up, you know, he gets wobbled. And, you know, Joshua started to well on him with some light punches. And the ref will hop in and, you know, that'd be the end of the fight. Somehow what I got was even worse. I do feel like my intelligence was insulted to the highest degree. And if I could leave you on anything, and that is, never again. If you truly dislike the Paul brothers, do not talk about them. If you truly hate what Jake Paul doing, do not watch it, do not talk about it, do not entertain it, and definitely when it shows up, don't view it. Don't even watch it on YouTube, because it's not worth it. Because any type of interest, feed off that. Because what I watch it, well, I had nothing else to do today. Came back from a Christmas party, and it just, I'm like, well, you know, at least I can see like something decent, right? I knew how the fight was supposed to go. I knew they're gonna protect each other brands, and it's just going. I knew it was the fix is gonna be in. It was just like how scripted it was gonna be, how scripted it was gonna make it look like. I wasn't expecting to have a pretty much a behind-the-scenes shots of a parody of Rocky / Creed. That's pretty much what it was. It is what it is. There's almost. I don't think there's a chapter next. There might be a chapter next week. Yeah. There's an EPO chapter next week. Outside of that, I don't got too many other videos planned. But this right here. How do I know that the fish is fake and I'm still upset? How do I know the car is cheap and it's artificial and I'm still mad? I can't even say mad. I'm just feel with melancholy. Because honestly, what did anybody get out of this? Anybody. It wasn't even a good spectacle. It's been up to 3K. Hope you got like the video, like, comment, subscribe, and I will say this one thing. Jake has no integrity at all. Cause at least with my script, he would have put on a decent performance. He would have survived 12 rounds with elite opposition, and it'll be Joshua somewhat trying, right? We're trying to hurt him, but you know, applying to like some dominance. But the fact he's over here clinching and he's just blatantly running, not even trying to set up anything, just randomly throwing punches, and Joshua just trying to make it seem real. But you see moments when his foot will pick up, and it's just like the way it happened. If I'm gonna fake like I'm getting whooped, I'm gonna attempt to make it look real. This here just, it's not surprising, but it's just to do this bad to yourself. Like, no one won anything from this. Nobody looked good from this. Nobody. You already know what Tyson Fury gonna say. You went 6 rounds with a nobody. You went 6 rounds with somebody my brother beat up twice. So it's just, Jake gets nothing out of it. Joshua just, I guess he just needs some busy work and some cheap money. It's just, it is what it is. Hope you guys like, comment, subscribe, and peace.